I was checking Michael Bradford's post-operative vitals when he started mumbling. Not unusual. Patients coming out of anesthesia say all kinds of things. Nonsense mostly, random words, fragments of dreams. But what Michael said wasn't nonsense. "Jessica," he whispered. His eyes were still closed, still half sedated. "Jessica, I love you." His wife Sarah was sitting right there, 3 feet away, in the chair beside his hospital bed, holding his hand. She heard every word. "Jessica, I love you." "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." "Jessica, I love you." Her hand went limp in his, her face drained of color, every drop of blood. Gone. Like someone had opened a valve and let it all pour out. Because Sarah's name isn't Jessica. Sarah's name is Sarah, and Michael Bradford, her husband of 16 years, father of her 2 children, the man she'd been sitting beside for 6 hours waiting for him to wake up, had just said another woman's name. "Jessica, I love you," while sedated, while his defenses were down, while the truth leaked out of his unconscious mind like poison. Sarah looked at me. I looked at Sarah. And I watched her entire world shatter in room 512 at 6:47 a.m. on a Tuesday morning in September. "Jessica, I love you." 3 words. That's all it took. 3 words to destroy 16 years of marriage. Before we continue, think about what you would have done in my position. Hit like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments. Would you have acted differently? It all started 7 hours earlier. September 17th, 2015, Tuesday morning, 12:47 a.m. I was working the night shift in the emergency department at St. Luke's Medical Center in Atlanta when the ambulance brought Michael Bradford in. 38 years old, acute appendicitis. His appendix was inflamed, on the verge of rupturing, needed emergency surgery immediately. The pain must have been excruciating. I could see it in his face, pale, sweating, clutching his right side like he was trying to hold himself together, trying not to scream. "Rate your pain 1 to 10, I asked him. 9, maybe 10. God, it hurts. It hurts so bad. His wife Sarah rushed in right behind the ambulance. I saw her before she saw me, running through the automatic doors, wild-eyed, terrified. Still in her pajamas, pink cotton pants, gray t-shirt that said Georgia Tech Mom, with a puffy winter coat thrown over them. No makeup, hair in a messy ponytail, slippers on her feet. She'd left the house in whatever she was wearing when the call came. That's what you do when someone you love is in trouble. You don't think about what you're wearing, you just go. "Where is he? Where's Michael? Is he okay? Please tell me he's okay." Her voice was shaking. Actually shaking. I could hear the tremor in every word. "Ma'am, I'm Sharon. I'm going to be taking care of your husband tonight. He has acute appendicitis. We need to do emergency surgery to remove his appendix before it ruptures." "Surgery? Oh God, is he going to be okay?" I put my hand on her shoulder, firm, grounding, the way I've done 1,000 times in 40 years. "Appendectomies are very routine. We do dozens of them every month. Dr. Chen is one of the best surgeons in Atlanta. Your husband is in very good hands." She nodded, tried to smile, failed completely. Her chin was quivering, her eyes were filling with tears. Her whole body was shaking. "Can I see him? Please, I need to see him. Of course, follow me." I brought her to the bay where they were prepping Michael for surgery. The moment she saw him lying there, IV already in his left arm, monitors beeping steadily, oxygen mask covering his nose and mouth, she burst into tears, full body-shaking sobs. "Michael, baby, oh my God, Michael." She rushed to his side, grabbed his free hand with both of hers, kissed it, pressed it against her cheek, against her lips, like she could transfer her strength to him through touch. "I'm so scared," she whispered. "I'm so scared something's going to happen to you." Michael squeezed her hand. His face was twisted in pain, but he managed to speak through the oxygen mask. His voice came out muffled, weak. "I'm okay. I'm going to be okay, I promise. I love you. I love you too, so much, so much. The words tumbled out of her mouth like a prayer. Like if she said them enough times, they'd protect him. Like love could be a shield. The kids? Michael asked. At my mom's house. I called her on the way here. She drove over. She's staying with them. They're asleep. They don't know anything yet. Don't tell them until after. I don't want them to worry. Okay. Okay. Whatever you want. Just be okay. Please. Please be okay. She was crying harder now, tears streaming down her face, dripping onto their joined hands, creating small wet spots on the white hospital sheet. We have 2 kids, she told me, turning to look at me with desperate, pleading eyes. 7 and 9, Emma and Lucas. Michael he's everything to us. He's our whole world. He coaches Lucas's soccer team. He helps Emma with her homework every night. He makes them pancakes every Sunday morning. He's the best father, the best husband. Please, please make sure he's okay. The love in her voice, the absolute devotion. The way she looked at him like he was the sun and the moon and all the stars. I've seen a lot of marriages in 40 years, some good, some bad, some held together by obligation, some held together by fear. But Sarah Bradford loved her husband, really loved him. You could see it in every tear, hear it in every word, feel it in the way she clutched his hand like letting go might kill him. I promise we'll take excellent care of him, I told her. Dr. Chen came in at 1:32 a.m., short, 50s. Calm demeanor, steady hands. I'd worked with him for 8 years. He was good, really good. He examined Michael, pressed gently on his abdomen. Michael winced, groaned, tried not to cry out. Definitely appendicitis, Dr. Chen confirmed. We need to operate immediately. The appendix is inflamed, but it hasn't ruptured yet. That's good. We got you here in time. He turned to Sarah. Mrs. Bradford, here's what's going to happen. We'll make a small incision in your husband's lower right abdomen. We'll remove the appendix. The surgery takes about an hour to 90 minutes. Then he'll be in recovery for a few hours. After that, we'll move him to a room and you can see him. Barring any complications, he'll be home in 2 or 3 days. Complications? Sarah's voice went up an octave, full of new fear. What kind of complications? Very rare. Infection, bleeding, adverse reaction to anesthesia. But I've performed this surgery hundreds of times. Your husband is young and healthy. I expect everything to go smoothly. But it could go wrong. It wasn't a question. Anything could go wrong, Mrs. Bradford. That's true of any surgery. But the risk is minimal. Less than 1%. Michael will be fine. Sarah nodded. But I could see she didn't believe him. When you love someone, 1% feels like 100%. They took Michael to the OR at 2:04 a.m. 2 orderlies wheeled his bed down the corridor. Sarah walked beside him, still holding his hand. Walking as fast as she could to keep up. At the OR doors, she had to let go, had to stop, had to watch them wheel him through those doors and disappear. She stood there staring at those closed doors for a full minute, not moving, not speaking, just staring. Like if she looked away, he might vanish forever. Finally, she turned to me. What do I do now? There's a surgical waiting room on the 2nd floor. It's more comfortable. Has coffee, vending machines, TV. Surgery will take about 90 minutes. I'll come get you as soon as he's in recovery. Can I wait here, close to him? The waiting room will be, I don't care about comfortable. I care about being close to him. What if something goes wrong? What if you need me? What if... Her voice cracked, broke. What if he dies and I'm not here? I took her hand. He's not going to die, but if you want to wait here, you can. There are chairs in the hallway. I'll check on you. So she sat in the hallway outside the OR, on a plastic chair that couldn't have been comfortable, for 93 minutes. I checked on her 3 times during those 93 minutes. Each time she was in the exact same position, sitting perfectly still, staring at the OR doors, hands clasped in her lap so tightly her knuckles were white, not looking at her phone, not doing anything, just staring, waiting, praying maybe. The first time I checked on her, at 2:34 a.m., I asked if she wanted coffee. No, thank you. Water? No. Are you sure? You've been here since… I'm fine. I just need to wait. I just need to be here when he comes out. The second time I checked on her, at 3:06 a.m., I asked if she wanted to call anyone. My mom's with the kids. Everyone else… I don't know. I don't want to wake people up in the middle of the night. Not until I know he's okay. What about Michael's family? His parents are in Florida. His brother lives in California. I'll call them in the morning, after the surgery, when I can tell them he's okay. She was so certain he'd be okay, or maybe she was trying to convince herself. The third time I checked on her, at 3:29 a.m., she was crying, silently, tears just streaming down her face. Mrs. Bradford? She looked up at me, eyes red, cheeks wet. I'm sorry. What if something happens? What if I lose him? I can't lose him. I can't raise Emma and Lucas alone. I can't be a single mother. I can't… He's going to be fine. Dr. Chen is excellent, and your husband is strong and healthy. This is routine surgery. Nothing feels routine when it's someone you love. And she was right. Absolutely right. When it's someone you love, everything is terrifying. Every surgery is dangerous. Every moment they're away from you is a moment they might not come back. At 3:37 a.m., Dr. Chen came through the OR doors. Sarah jumped up so fast, she knocked the plastic chair over. It clattered against the linoleum floor. She didn't even notice. How is he? Is he okay? Did everything go okay? Please tell me. Surgery went perfectly, Dr. Chen said with a smile. No complications. The appendix was inflamed, but it hadn't ruptured. We removed it completely. He did great. He's going to be just fine. Sarah's knees buckled. She actually started to fall. I caught her, held her steady, my arm around her waist, supporting her weight. Thank you, she gasped. Thank you, thank you, thank God, thank God. Different tears now, relief tears, the kind that wash away fear and leave exhaustion behind, the kind that make your whole body feel like it weighs 1,000 pounds. When can I see him? She asked. He's in recovery now, still sedated from the anesthesia. We'll monitor him for about an hour, then we'll move him to a room. You can see him then. An hour? Maybe a little less, maybe a little more. Depends on how quickly he comes out of the anesthesia. Can I at least see him, even for a second? I just need to see him. I need to know he's really okay. Dr. Chen looked at me. I nodded. Come on, I said to Sarah. I'll take you to recovery. You can look through the window. I walked her to the recovery room. Through the small window in the door, she could see Michael, lying on a bed, still unconscious, oxygen tube in his nose, IV in his arm, monitors beeping, a nurse checking his vitals, but alive, breathing. Okay. Sarah put her hand on the window, pressed her palm against the glass like she could touch him through it. He looks so pale, she whispered. That's normal. The anesthesia. He'll get his color back. He's really okay? He's really okay. She stood there for another minute, just watching him, making sure he was breathing, making sure he was real. Then she turned to me. Thank you, Nurse Sharon, for everything, for being so kind, for letting me see him. Of course. I'm going to go call my mom, let her know everything went well. Let her tell the kids when they wake up that Daddy's okay. That's a good idea. She walked down the corridor toward the elevators. I watched her go. This woman who loved her husband so completely. This woman who'd sat in an uncomfortable chair for 93 minutes staring at OR doors. This woman whose whole world was Michael Bradford. And I thought, he's lucky to have her. I had no idea how unlucky he really was. They moved Michael to room 512 at 5:18 a.m. He was still unconscious, still on IV fluids, still breathing that slow, deep, anesthesia-drugged breath. But his vitals were perfect. Heart rate, 64. Blood pressure, 116/74. Oxygen saturation, 99%. Temperature, 98.6 degrees. Everything exactly where it should be. Sarah was waiting outside the room when we wheeled him in. She'd been gone for 30 minutes, called her mom, washed her face, finger-combed her hair. But she was still in her pajamas and coat, still wearing slippers, still looking exhausted and terrified and relieved all at once. "Can I come in?" "Of course, he's your husband." She followed us into the room, stood back while we transferred him from the gurney to the bed, while we hooked up his monitors, while we adjusted his IV, while we made sure everything was secure and safe and functioning. Then I stepped back. "He's all yours. He should start waking up in the next hour or two, maybe sooner. Everyone responds to anesthesia differently." "Thank you." She pulled the chair right up next to his bed, as close as it would go, so close she was practically touching him. She took his hand again, the same way she'd held it before the surgery, with both hands, gentle but firm, like she was anchoring him to the world, and she just held it. I left them alone, went back to the nurse's station, caught up on charting, checked on other patients, answered call lights, the normal rhythm of a night shift in a hospital. At 5:43 a.m., I walked past room 512. Through the open door, I could see Sarah, still in the same position, still holding Michael's hand, still watching him. I heard her talking to him, soft, gentle, full of love. "I'm here, baby. I'm right here. You're okay." "The surgery went perfectly. Dr. Chen said you did great. You're going to be fine. You're going to come home and the kids are going to be so happy to see you." Her voice was thick with emotion. "Emma made you a card yesterday, before all this happened. She drew a picture of our family, all four of us holding hands. She wrote, 'I love you, Daddy,' in purple crayon. That's her favorite color this week, purple. Last week it was pink. Next week it'll probably be yellow. You know how she is." She laughed softly. "And Lucas? He told me to tell you that he's going to take care of you when you come home. He's going to bring you juice and tuck you in and read you bedtime stories like you do for him. He's so worried about you. He kept asking if you were going to die. I told him no. I told him you were going to be fine. I told him Daddy is strong and brave and nothing can hurt him." Her voice cracked again. "We need you, Michael. We need you so much. Emma and Lucas need their daddy. I need my husband. We're a family. We're a team. And you're the center of it. You're what holds us together. So thank you. Thank you for being okay. Thank you for not leaving us. Thank you for fighting through this." She leaned forward, kissed his forehead, soft, gentle, lingering, like she was pouring all her love into that kiss. Then sat back down and kept waiting. I moved on, didn't want to intrude on that private moment, that sacred space between a wife and her husband. At 6:15 a.m., I checked on another patient down the hall. At 6:32 a.m., I helped a nurse with a medication issue. At 6:45 a.m., I went back to room 512 to check Michael's vitals. Sarah was still in the exact same position, still holding his hand, still watching him. "Any change?" she asked me, without taking her eyes off him. "Not yet, but it should be soon. The anesthesia is wearing off. He'll start waking up in the next 10 or 15 minutes. Maybe sooner. Good. That's good. I need to see his eyes. I need to hear his voice. I need to know he's really okay." I wrapped the blood pressure cuff around Michael's right arm, pressed the button, watched the numbers climb on the monitor. 118/76. Perfect. I checked his heart rate. 68. Good and steady. Oxygen saturation. 98%. Excellent. Temperature. 98.4. Slight post-op elevation. Completely normal. I could smell the antiseptic from his fresh surgical dressing. Could smell the hospital soap on Sarah's hands. She must have washed them while I wasn't looking. could smell the coffee on her breath from the cup someone had finally convinced her to drink. The morning light was starting to filter through the blinds, gray and pale, that in-between light of 6:45 a.m. when the world is caught between night and day. The heart monitor beeped steadily, soft and rhythmic, a sound I'd heard 1,000,000 times in 40 years. Outside in the corridor, I could hear the day shift starting to arrive. Voices, footsteps, the rattle of the medication cart. Inside room 512, it was quiet, peaceful, almost serene. "Everything looks great," I told Sarah. "His vitals are exactly where we want them." "Thank you, Nurse Sharon, for everything, for being here, for taking care of him, for taking care of me. That's my job, and honestly, it's my pleasure. You're a good wife. He's lucky to have you." She smiled, a real smile. The first one I'd seen on her face since she'd run through those automatic doors 6 hours ago. "I'm the lucky one. Michael he's everything I ever wanted. Smart, kind, funny, a wonderful father, my best friend. I can't imagine my life without him." She looked down at their joined hands. "We met in college, University of Georgia. I was 19, he was 20. We were both in the library studying for finals. He asked if he could borrow my highlighter. I said yes. He never gave it back." She laughed softly. "That was 16 years ago. We got married when I was 22, had Emma when I was 24, Lucas when I was 26, and every single year has been better than the last. Every single day, I fall more in love with him." Does that sound stupid? Not at all. That sounds beautiful. I know some marriages get stale, get boring. People grow apart, but not us. We still go on dates every Friday night. We still hold hands. We still laugh together. He's still my favorite person in the world. The love in her voice, the absolute certainty, the way she talked about him like he was perfect, like he could do no wrong, like their marriage was everything a marriage should be. I smiled at her. "He's a very lucky man. I tell him that all the time." She squeezed his hand gently. I was documenting his vitals on the computer when Michael started to move. Just small movements at first, fingers twitching, eyelids fluttering. His head turning slightly to one side. Sarah sat up straighter, leaned forward. "Michael, baby, can you hear me?" He made a soft sound, something between a groan and a sigh. His lips moved, trying to form words. "He's starting to wake up," I said. "It's normal for it to be gradual. He'll be groggy and confused at first. That's the anesthesia wearing off." His eyes moved beneath his closed lids. Rapid eye movement, like he was dreaming. His fingers curled, uncurled, curled again. His breathing changed, became less deep, less regular. He was surfacing, coming back, swimming up from the depths of unconsciousness. Sarah was smiling now, tears in her eyes, but happy tears, relief tears. "Come on, baby. Wake up. I'm here. I'm right here." His lips parted, and that's when he said it. "Jessica." The word came out soft, slurred, but clear, crystal clear. Sarah froze. Her smile disappeared. Her whole body went rigid. "Jessica," he said again, louder this time. "Jessica, I love you. Jessica, I love you." I watched Sarah's face change, watched confusion flash across her features, watched her eyebrows pull together, watched her mouth open slightly, like she couldn't quite process what she'd just heard, like her brain was rejecting the information. "I'm sorry," Michael mumbled. His eyes were still closed. He was still mostly unconscious, still floating in that twilight space between sleep and awareness. "I'm so sorry, Jessica. I love you. I love you so much. Jessica, I love you." Sarah let go of his hand. The movement was slow, deliberate, like she was moving through water, like gravity had suddenly gotten heavier. She stood up, took one step back from the bed, then another. Her face had gone completely white, bloodless, like all the color had been drained out of her in the space of 10 seconds, like someone had reached inside her chest and squeezed all the life out of her heart. "Ma'am," I said quietly. "Mrs. Bradford? Are you okay?" She didn't answer. She was staring at Michael, just staring, her mouth slightly open, her eyes wide, unblinking, not moving, not breathing it seemed, just staring at this man she'd sat beside for 6 hours, this man she'd held hands with, this man she'd prayed for, this man who'd just said another woman's name. "Jessica, I love you." Michael stirred again. His eyelids fluttered, started to open. His eyes moved behind his lids. Left, right, like he was searching for something. "Wow, where?" His voice was thick, slurred, confused. "Michael?" Sarah's voice came out as a whisper, barely audible. "Michael, can you hear me?" His eyes opened, slowly, unfocused at first, blinking against the fluorescent light, confused, disoriented. Then they found her, standing 3 feet away, and he smiled, a genuine smile, warm, relieved, like seeing her was the best thing in the world. "Sarah." She didn't smile back. "Who's Jessica?" The smile died on his face, instantly, completely, like someone had flipped a switch. I watched the color drain from his face, just like it had drained from hers. Watched his eyes go wide, watched panic flood his features. "What?" His voice was stronger now, clearer, fear cutting through the anesthesia fog. "You just said another woman's name. You said, 'Jessica, I love you.' You said it multiple times. You said you were sorry. You said you loved her. Jessica, I love you." Michael's heart monitor started beeping faster. 72, 73, 74, 75. I don't... What are you talking about? I was unconscious. I was dreaming. I don't remember... "Don't lie to me, Michael." Her voice was different now, harder, colder. The shock was wearing off, and underneath it was something else. Something terrible. "I heard you. Nurse Sharon heard you. You were coming out of anesthesia and you said another woman's name. You said you loved her. Jessica, I love you." His eyes darted to me. Then back to Sarah. I could see his mind working, calculating, trying to figure out what to say, how to explain, how to lie his way out of this. I was dreaming. People say random things when they're coming out of anesthesia. It doesn't mean anything. I don't even know anyone named... "Don't." She held up her hand. "Don't you dare lie to me right now. Don't you dare look me in the eye and tell me you don't know who Jessica is. Because you said her name. You said you loved her. You said you were sorry. That's not random. That's not nonsense. That's a name. A specific name. A woman you know. A woman you love. Jessica, I love you." "Sarah, please. You have to believe me. I love you. You're my wife. Then who the fuck is Jessica?" She screamed it. Actually screamed it. Her voice echoing off the walls of that small hospital room. Michael's heart rate spiked. 94, 95, 96. "Mr. Bradford," I said, stepping forward. "You need to calm down. Your heart rate is too high." "You just had surgery." "Ma'am," I said to Sarah. "Perhaps we should step outside and..." "No." She didn't take her eyes off Michael. "No, I'm not leaving until he tells me the truth. Michael, you're going to tell me who Jessica is right now, or I'm walking out of this hospital and I'm never coming back." "Sarah, please. Who is she?" Silence. The heart monitor beeping frantically, the fluorescent lights humming. Somewhere down the hall, someone laughed. Normal hospital sounds. Normal life continuing. But in room 512, time had stopped. 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds. Michael closed his eyes, and when he opened them again, I saw something that made my blood run cold. Resignation, defeat. The look of a man who knows he's caught. The look of a man who knows there's no way out. Someone I work with. The words hung in the air like poison gas. Thick, suffocating, deadly. Sarah took another step back. Her hand went to her mouth. Oh my God. Sarah! Oh my God! Oh my God! Her whole body started shaking. You're cheating on me. No, no, I'm not. It's not like that. It's not. You said you loved her. She was screaming again. Tears streaming down her face now. Fast, hot, angry tears. You said, Jessica, I love you. You said it while I've been sitting here for 6 hours waiting for you to wake up. While I've been terrified you were going to die. While your children are at home with my mother not knowing if their father is okay. You said you loved someone else. Jessica, I love you. It's not, I didn't mean, I was unconscious. I don't even remember saying, how long? Her voice cut through his excuses like a knife, sharp, cold, lethal. How long have you been cheating on me? Michael didn't answer. His face was pale. His hands were shaking. He looked like he might vomit. How long? 2 years. 2 years. 2 years. The words dropped like bombs into the silence of that room. Sarah made a sound I'll never forget. Not quite a scream, not quite a sob. Something inhuman. Something that came from the deepest, darkest part of her soul. A sound of pure agony. She grabbed her purse off the floor. Sarah, wait, please. Let me explain. Explain what? She was at the door now. Tears streaming down her face. Body shaking. Voice breaking. Explain how you've been fucking someone named Jessica for 2 years while coming home to me and your children every night? Explain how you've been looking me in the eye every single day and lying? Explain how you just had surgery and the first thing you said, the very first words out of your mouth, were another woman's name? Jessica, I love you. I ended it. I swear to God I ended it months ago. I chose you. I chose our family. Jessica and I, it's over. It's been over since. If you'd chosen us, you never would have done it in the first place. Her voice cracked, shattered. If you loved me, if you loved Emma and Lucas, you never would have cheated. You never would have lied. You never would have risked our family for someone else. I made a mistake. A mistake? She laughed. It was the most awful sound I've ever heard. Bitter, sharp, full of pain. A mistake is forgetting to buy milk. A mistake is being late for dinner. 2 years of cheating isn't a mistake. It's a choice. You chose her. Every single day for 2 years, you chose her. Jessica, I love you. She looked at me one more time. Her eyes red and swollen. Her face streaked with tears. Thank you for taking care of him, Nurse Sharon. But he's not my husband anymore. He stopped being my husband the moment he touched another woman. She walked out. The door closed behind her with a soft click that somehow sounded louder than all her screaming. Michael lay there staring at the ceiling, his heart monitor still beeping fast. 106, 107, 108. Call her, he said. His voice was desperate, broken. Please, please call her and tell her to come back. Tell her I need to talk to her. I can't do that, Mr. Bradford. That's between you and your wife. She won't answer if I call. She'll see my number and, please just call her and tell her I need to explain. Tell her it's not what she thinks. I looked at this man who'd just destroyed his marriage while unconscious. This man who'd been hiding another woman for 2 years. This man who'd said, Jessica, I love you, while his wife sat beside him, holding his hand. Jessica, I love you. Mr. Bradford, I said carefully, what you need right now is to rest and let your body heal. You just had major surgery. Your heart rate is dangerously high. You need to calm down. I can't calm down. My wife just left. She thinks she doesn't understand. She understands perfectly. You said another woman's name. You admitted you've been cheating for 2 years. There's nothing to misunderstand. But I ended it. I chose Sarah. I chose my family. That has to count for something. Does she know you ended it? Silence. Did you tell her you'd been cheating? Did you confess? Did you come clean and ask for forgiveness? More silence. No. You didn't. You ended the affair and hoped she'd never find out. You wanted to have your cake and eat it too. You wanted to cheat and keep your family, and you thought you'd gotten away with it. That's not fair. What's not fair is what you did to your wife, what you did to your children. 2 years of lies, Mr. Bradford. 2 years of betrayal. And the only reason she found out is because you said another woman's name while you were unconscious. If you hadn't had this surgery, she might never have known. You'd still be lying to her, still pretending to be a faithful husband. Jessica, I love you. His face crumpled. Tears started streaming down his cheeks. I love her. I love Sarah. She's my wife. She's the mother of my children. I love her. Then you have a funny way of showing it. I adjusted his IV, checked his surgical dressing, made notes on his chart, all with professional detachment, because I was angry. Angrier than I should have been. I'd watched Sarah Bradford sit in that hallway for 93 minutes. I'd watched her cry with relief when Dr. Chen said the surgery went well. I'd watched her hold Michael's hand and tell him how much she loved him. I'd heard her talk about their family, their life, their love. And now I'd watched her world fall apart because this man couldn't keep his vows. Mr. Bradford, I'm going to give you something to help you calm down. Your heart rate is too high. You're putting stress on your incision. I don't want to calm down. I want my wife. Then you should have thought about that 2 years ago. The words came out harsher than I intended, but I didn't apologize because they were true. I left the room, left him there alone with his beeping heart monitor and his destroyed life, and I thought, anesthesia doesn't make you say things that aren't true. It just makes you say the truth you've been hiding. Jessica, I love you. The rest of that morning was awful. I could hear Michael from the nurses' station, calling Sarah over and over, his phone ringing, each call going to voicemail. Sarah, please answer. I need to talk to you. Ring. Voicemail. Baby, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Let me explain. Please. Ring. Voicemail. Sarah, I love you. You have to believe me. Jessica doesn't mean anything. She never did. You're everything. You and the kids are everything. Ring. Voicemail. Please don't do this. Think about Emma and Lucas. Think about our family. We can work through this. We can fix this. Ring. Voicemail. By 8 a.m. he'd called 23 times. By 9:30 a.m. he'd called 41 times. At 10:15 a.m. he tried calling from the hospital room phone. I heard it connect, heard Sarah's voice, muffled, angry. Don't call me again, Michael. I mean it. Don't call, don't text, don't show up at my mom's house. I need time to think, and you need to stay the hell away from me. Sarah, wait. Please, just let me... She hung up. He tried calling back immediately. Busy signal. She'd blocked the hospital number too. He sat there staring at the phone in his hand. Then he started crying again. At 11:47 a.m., a man walked onto the unit. Tall, mid-40s, looked like Michael but with salt and pepper hair and harder eyes. He stopped at the nurse's station. I'm looking for Michael Bradford, room 512. I'm his brother James. Down the hall, last room on the left. He didn't say thank you. Just walked with heavy, angry footsteps that I could hear all the way down the corridor. He didn't knock, just opened the door and walked in. I was at the nurse's station 40 feet away, but I heard everything. The door was open. James didn't bother closing it. You fucking idiot. James! Mom called me. She was crying, Michael, because Sarah called her, told her everything, told her that her son has been cheating on his wife for 2 years. Told her that you said another woman's name while Sarah was sitting right there. I didn't mean to. You didn't mean to cheat? Or you didn't mean to get caught? Silence. That's what I thought. I heard footsteps. James pacing. Sarah is the best thing that ever happened to you. The best. She put you through law school while working 2 jobs. She raised your kids practically alone while you were working 80-hour weeks building your career. She forgave you for missing birthdays and anniversaries and school plays because you were too busy at the office. She stuck by you through everything. I know. Do you? Do you really? Because if you knew that, if you understood how lucky you were, you wouldn't have been fucking someone named Jessica for 2 years. Jessica, I love you. It wasn't like that. Then what was it like, Michael? Enlighten me. Because I'm having trouble understanding how you could do this to her, to your kids, to your family. More silence. Then Michael's voice, quiet, broken, ashamed. I don't know. I don't know why I did it. Jessica made me feel, I don't know, young, exciting, like I was more than just a husband and father, like I was still me, like I still mattered. So you threw away 16 years of marriage because some woman at work made you feel exciting? It sounds stupid when you say it like that. It sounds stupid because it is stupid. It's not just stupid. It's selfish. It's cruel. It's unforgivable. You had everything, Michael. A wife who loved you, kids who adored you, a beautiful home, a good life. And you threw it all away because you wanted to feel special? I know. I know I fucked up. I know I made a terrible mistake. Mistake? James's voice went up. This wasn't a mistake. A mistake is something you do once and immediately regret. This was 2 years. 2 years of making the choice to cheat. 2 years of lying to Sarah's face. 2 years of coming home from being with another woman and kissing your wife goodnight. That's not a mistake. That's a pattern. That's who you are. I'm not a bad person. Then what are you, Michael? Because from where I'm standing, you look like a man who destroyed his family because he was bored. You look like a man who valued his own ego over his children's happiness. You look like a selfish asshole who doesn't deserve the family he had. I ended it. I ended things with Jessica 3 months ago. I chose Sarah. I chose my family. Oh, how noble of you. You cheated for 21 months and then decided to be faithful for 3. Do you want a medal? That's not fair. You know what's not fair? Your wife sitting in a hospital hallway for hours, terrified you were going to die. Your wife holding your hand and crying with relief when you survived. Your wife waiting for you to wake up so she could tell you how much she loves you. And you wake up and say another woman's name. Jessica, I love you. I was unconscious. I didn't know what I was saying. That's the point, you idiot. You were unconscious. Your defenses were down. And what came out? The truth. The truth you've been hiding for 2 years. The truth that Jessica is the woman you actually think about. The woman you actually love. That's not true. I love Sarah. She's my wife. If you loved her, you wouldn't have cheated. It's that simple. The footsteps stopped. Did you tell Sarah you'd ended things with Jessica? Silence. Did you confess that you'd been cheating? Did you come clean and beg for forgiveness? More silence. Of course you didn't. You ended the affair and hoped Sarah would never find out. You wanted to keep living your perfect little life without facing any consequences. You wanted to have your cake and eat it too. I didn't want to hurt her. If I told her, it would have destroyed her. I was trying to protect her. No, you were trying to protect yourself. You didn't want to face what you'd done. You didn't want to deal with the fallout. You didn't want to lose your comfortable life. So you kept your mouth shut and hoped it would all go away. What was I supposed to do? Tell the truth. 2 years ago, when you first started cheating, you should have gone home and told Sarah. You should have said, I'm attracted to someone at work, and I'm thinking about having an affair. You should have given her the choice, given her the chance to save the marriage or leave with her dignity intact. But you didn't. You chose the coward's way. You lied. I heard a chair scrape against the floor. James sitting down, maybe, or standing up. Here's what's going to happen, little brother. You're going to give Sarah space. You're going to stop calling her. You're going to stop texting her. You're going to let her process this without harassment. But I need to explain. There's nothing to explain. She knows everything she needs to know. You cheated. You lied. You said another woman's name. That's it. That's the whole story. What if she wants a divorce? Then you give her one. You don't fight it. You don't drag it out. You don't make it harder on her than it already is. You give her whatever she wants. The house, the cars, full custody. Whatever she asks for, because that's what she deserves. I'll lose everything. You already lost everything. The moment you touched another woman, you lost your family. Now you're just making it official. More footsteps, walking toward the door. Mom wants to know if you need anything. I told her the only thing you need is a good divorce lawyer, because Sarah's going to destroy you in court. And you know what? You deserve it. He walked out. Walked past the nurse's station without looking at me, down the corridor, into the elevator. Gone. Michael was alone again. I went in to check his vitals at 12:30 p.m. He was still crying. Silently now, just tears streaming down his face. How's your pain level? I asked. Physical pain? About a 5? I can give you more medication. It won't help. It'll help with the surgical pain. That's not the pain I'm talking about. I adjusted his IV line, checked his surgical dressing. No bleeding. No signs of infection. Everything looked good. Physically, he was healing perfectly. Emotionally, he was destroyed. Nurse Sharon? Yes? Do you think she'll ever forgive me? I thought about Sarah's face, about the sound she made when he said Jessica's name, about how she'd walked out of this room and never looked back. I don't know, Mr. Bradford. Forgiveness is complicated. Maybe someday. For her own peace. For the kids. But forgiveness doesn't mean she'll take you back. It doesn't mean she'll trust you again. It doesn't mean your marriage survives. What would you do if you were her? I looked at him. Really looked at him. This man who'd built a double life for 2 years. This man who'd lied to his wife every single day. This man who'd said another woman's name while unconscious. Jessica, I love you. I'd leave, I said. And I'd never look back. Dr. Chen cleared Michael for discharge that evening at 5:47 p.m. You're healing well. No complications. You can go home tonight as long as you have someone to stay with you for the first 24 hours. You shouldn't be alone. My brother will pick me up. I'll stay at his place. Good. Here are your discharge instructions. Take the pain medication as prescribed. No heavy lifting for 2 weeks. Keep the incision clean and dry. Follow up with your primary care doctor in 7 to 10 days. Call if you develop fever, increased pain, or any drainage from the incision. Can I go home? To my house in Marietta? Dr. Chen looked uncomfortable. That's not really a medical question, Mr. Bradford. My wife doesn't want me there. I see. Well, the medical advice stands. You need someone with you for at least 24 hours post-surgery. After that, where you stay is up to you and your family. After Dr. Chen left, Michael looked at me. Nurse Sharon? Yes? Thank you. For everything. For being professional even though you think I'm a terrible person. I don't think you're a terrible person. I think you're a person who made terrible choices. There's a difference. Is there? Yes. Terrible people don't cry. Terrible people don't regret. Terrible people don't care that they hurt someone. You care. You're just not sure how to fix what you broke. Can it be fixed? I don't know. Some things once broken can't be put back together. You can try. You can apologize and beg and promise to do better. But at the end of the day, it's Sarah's choice, not yours. You broke it. She gets to decide if it's fixable. He nodded slowly. What if she decides it's not? Then you accept it. You give her the divorce. You support your children. You learn from this. You become the man you should have been all along. And maybe someday you'll have another chance with someone else. But Sarah? I shook my head. Sarah is gone, Mr. Bradford. The Sarah who loved you with her whole heart? The Sarah who sat beside your bed for 6 hours? She died this morning, and I don't think you can bring her back. James picked Michael up at 7:12 p.m. I helped him into a wheelchair. Hospital policy, even though he could walk. Ready? I asked. No, but I don't have a choice. I wheeled him to the elevator, down to the lobby. James was waiting by the main doors. He didn't speak to Michael, just opened the passenger door of his car. I helped Michael in. Take care of yourself, Mr. Bradford. Thank you, Nurse Sharon, for everything. You're welcome. James closed the door, started the engine, drove away. I went back inside, back upstairs to the unit. But I couldn't stop thinking about Sarah, about how she'd sat in that hallway waiting, about how she'd held Michael's hand, about how she'd talked about their life together with so much love, about the sound she made when he said another woman's name. Jessica, I love you. 3 words that destroyed 16 years. Over the next few days, I found myself thinking about Michael and Sarah Bradford more than I should have, wondering how they were doing, wondering if they were talking, wondering if the kids knew. I had no way of knowing. HIPAA laws prevent follow-up unless the patient returns to the hospital. But I couldn't help wondering. Couldn't help thinking about that moment in room 512. About how quickly everything can change, how 3 words can end a marriage, how the truth always comes out, even when you're unconscious, especially when you're unconscious. Then, 10 days after Michael's surgery, I got a message through the hospital administration. Sarah Bradford wanted to meet with me. We arranged to meet at a coffee shop 2 blocks from St. Luke's, my day off, Saturday morning, September 27th, 2015, 10 a.m. I got there first, found a quiet corner table, ordered coffee that tasted like burnt cardboard, but at least it was hot. Sarah walked in at 10:07 a.m. She looked different, thinner. Her face was drawn, hollow. Dark circles under her eyes like she hadn't slept in days. Hair pulled back in a severe ponytail, no makeup, jeans and a sweatshirt that looked like they'd been slept in. But her eyes were different too. Harder, colder, focused in a way they hadn't been before. The softness was gone. The warmth was gone. The love was gone. What was left was steel. She saw me, walked over, sat down without ordering anything, folded her hands on the table in front of her. Thank you for meeting me, Nurse Sharon. Of course. How are you doing? She laughed, that same bitter laugh I'd heard in the hospital, sharp, broken. I've been better, but I'm surviving. Anger is a hell of a motivator. I'm sorry for what you're going through. Don't be. I'm not sorry anymore. I was sorry for about 3 days, cried constantly, couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. Just kept replaying that moment in my head, over and over, hearing him say her name. Jessica, I love you. But then the anger came. And anger is so much better than grief. Anger gives you energy, gives you purpose, gives you clarity. She pulled out her phone, set it on the table between us. I need to tell you something. I need to tell someone who was there, someone who witnessed what happened. Because Michael's family is trying to rewrite history, and I need someone to confirm that I'm not crazy. You're not crazy. His mother has called me 7 times. 7. She wants me to forgive him. She says it was just the anesthesia talking. She says he didn't mean it. She says I'm overreacting to a slip of the tongue. She actually used those words. A slip of the tongue. She shook her head. His father sent me a text, said I'm throwing away a good marriage over nothing. Said every man has wandering eyes and I should be mature enough to overlook it. Said I'm being selfish by denying Emma and Lucas their father. That's bullshit. She looked at me with grateful eyes. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Because everyone in Michael's family is acting like I'm the villain here, Like I'm the one destroying our family, like I should just forgive and forget and move on. You're not the villain. Michael is. That's what my therapist says. I started seeing someone. Dr. Patricia Moore, 3 times a week, processing everything. And you know what she told me? What? She said cheaters always minimize. They always try to make it seem smaller than it is. It was just sex. It didn't mean anything. She was a mistake. They downplay and deflect and make you feel like you're overreacting. But the truth is, it's never just sex. It's betrayal. It's deception. It's disrespect. It's choosing someone else over your spouse again and again and again. She picked up her phone, opened the photo app, turned it toward me. Young woman, late 20s, blonde hair, blue eyes, pretty in that generic Instagram filter kind of way, smiling at the camera. That's Jessica Monroe, 28 years old, junior partner at Thornton & Associates, Michael's law firm, never been married, no kids, lives in a fancy condo in Buckhead. My blood ran cold. How did you find her? I hired a private investigator, cost me $2,000, best money I ever spent. $2,000. She swiped to the next photo. Michael and Jessica, standing outside a restaurant, some upscale place with valet parking, his arm around her waist, both of them smiling, looking like a couple, looking happy. Swipe. Michael and Jessica in a car, kissing, his hand on her face, her hand on his chest. The timestamp said 8:47 p.m., June 14th, 2015, 3 months ago. Swipe. Michael leaving an apartment building, alone, early morning. The timestamp said 6:52 a.m., July 3rd, 2015, 2 months ago. That's her building, Sarah said. Her voice was flat, emotionless, like she'd cried all the tears she had, and now there was nothing left but cold, hard facts. 1247 Peachtree Street, apartment 804, very nice place. 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, floor-to-ceiling windows, view of the skyline. Rent is $4,000 a month. $4,000 a month. And guess who's been paying it? Oh no. Michael's been paying her rent for 18 months. I found the bank statements. He opened a separate account I didn't know about, set up automatic transfers, $2,000 every month, direct deposit to her landlord's account, $2,000 every month, $2,000, for 18 months. That's $36,000. $36,000 of marital funds used to support his mistress. Sarah, I'm so sorry. I thought we were saving for a family vacation, for Emma and Lucas to go to Disney World, for maybe a trip to Europe someday. Turns out we were paying his girlfriend's rent. She swiped to more photos. Hotels, the Ritz-Carlton, the St. Regis, the Four Seasons, all with dates and timestamps. Restaurants, expensive ones, the kind with prix-fixe menus and wine pairings. Shopping trips, Lenox Square, Phipps Plaza, Tiffany & Co. The investigator tracked them for 2 weeks. Took hundreds of photos, documented everything. They went to dinner at least twice a week, usually Tuesdays and Thursdays, stayed at hotels on Wednesday nights, went shopping on Saturdays. She put the phone down, looked at me with those hard, cold eyes. 2 years, Nurse Sharon. For 2 years, Michael lived a double life. He'd come home to Marietta on Monday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Play dad, coach Lucas's soccer team, help Emma with her homework, make love to me in our bed. Then, Tuesday morning, he'd leave for work. But he wasn't going to work. He was going to her. Tuesday through Thursday nights, he stayed at her apartment, told me he was working late, told me he had client dinners, told me he was too tired to drive home. And I believed him. Because why wouldn't I? He was my husband. I trusted him. Trust. That word hung heavy in the air. How did you not know? I asked gently. Because he was good at it. Really, really good. He called me every night. Sent me good morning texts, asked about the kids, remembered birthdays and anniversaries, brought home flowers, made me feel loved. She laughed that bitter laugh again. And you know what the sick part is? I think he did love me, in his own twisted way. I think he loved both of us. Loved his stable family life with me. Loved his exciting girlfriend life with her. Wanted to keep both. Thought he could have it all. She picked up her phone again. Opened her text messages. Showed me a conversation with an unknown number. One message, sent 8 days ago. From Jessica Monroe. I read it. Mrs. Bradford, I just found out Michael has a wife and 2 children. I had no idea. He told me he was divorced. He showed me divorce papers. He said his ex-wife was vindictive and that's why he never talked about her. I believed him. For 2 years, I believed him. I would never have been with him if I'd known he was married. I'm not a home wrecker. I'm not that kind of person. I've ended things completely. I blocked his number. I'm quitting my job at the firm. I'm moving to Charlotte to be near my family. I know you have no reason to believe me, but I'm so sorry. I was lied to just like you were. I read it twice, 3 times. She didn't know? Sarah shook her head. No. Michael told her he was divorced, showed her fake documents, made up a whole story about how his ex-wife had taken the kids and turned them against him. How he was fighting for custody but losing. How painful it was to be separated from his children. He used your kids as props in his lie? Apparently. Jessica says she felt sorry for him. Thought she was helping him heal from a painful divorce. Had no idea Emma and Lucas lived with him every weekend. Had no idea I existed as his current wife. Sarah put the phone away. So Michael lied to both of us. Told me he was working late. Told her he was divorced. Built 2 completely separate lives. Kept them from colliding for 2 years. He was living like he was 2 different people. Until the anesthesia. Until the anesthesia. Until his unconscious mind betrayed him. Until he said the name he'd been hiding. Jessica, I love you. Sarah leaned back in her chair. That's actually why I wanted to meet with you. To thank you. Thank me? For being there that morning. For witnessing what happened. For hearing what I heard. Because without you, Michael would be gaslighting me right now. He'd be telling me I misheard. That I was overtired and confused. That it was just gibberish from the anesthesia. That Jessica is just a colleague and I'm reading too much into it. But you were there. You heard it too. You heard him say her name. You heard him say he loved her. And I need you to tell me one more time. I need to hear it from someone who has no reason to lie. That I didn't imagine it. You didn't imagine it, I said firmly. Forcefully. Looking her straight in the eye. He said Jessica. Multiple times. He said, Jessica, I love you. He said, I'm sorry, Jessica. He said it clearly, while he was coming out of anesthesia. I heard every word. Jessica, I love you. She closed her eyes, took a deep breath, let it out slowly. Thank you. You don't need to thank me for telling the truth. Yes, I do. Because everyone else is trying to convince me I'm wrong. That I'm throwing away my marriage over nothing. That I'm overreacting. That I should forgive him and move on because men make mistakes and nobody's perfect and he chose you in the end. She opened her eyes. They were wet now. But she wasn't crying. She was just sad. Deeply, profoundly sad. You know what my therapist told me? She said the affair isn't even the worst part. The worst part is the lying. It's the 2 years of looking me in the eye every single day and pretending everything was fine. It's the coming home from being with her and kissing me hello. It's the making love to me on weekends while spending weeknights with her. It's the asking me how my day was while knowing he'd just spent the night in her bed. She paused. The cheating hurt, but the lying destroyed me. Because now I don't know what was real. Was our marriage real? Did he ever really love me? Or was I just the stable backup plan while he had his exciting girlfriend on the side? I think he loved you, I said carefully. I think he loved both of you. In different ways. For different reasons. But that doesn't make it okay. You can't love someone and betray them. You can't love someone and lie to them for 2 years. Real love doesn't work that way. She nodded. That's what I keep telling myself. She stood up, picked up her purse. I should go. The kids are with my mom again. Emma keeps asking when Daddy's coming home. Lucas won't talk about him at all. I haven't told them the truth yet. They just know Daddy's not living with us right now, that he's staying with Uncle James because of his surgery. How are they doing? They're confused, sad. Emma cries every night. Lucas has started acting out at school, got in a fight yesterday, pushed another kid on the playground. That's not like him. He's usually so gentle. I'm sorry. Me too, but they'll be okay. Kids are resilient. They'll adapt. And honestly, I think they're better off seeing me strong and alone than watching me stay with a man who treated me like this. She looked at me one more time. Thank you, Nurse Sharon, for everything, for being kind, for being honest, for being there on the worst morning of my life, for witnessing the moment everything changed, for telling me I'm not crazy. You're not crazy, and you're not wrong. What Michael did was unforgivable. That's what everyone keeps saying, unforgivable. But I keep wondering, is it? Should I forgive him? He made a mistake. People make mistakes. Maybe I'm being too harsh. Maybe I should… Sarah. I said her name firmly. She stopped. This wasn't a mistake. A mistake is something you do once and immediately regret. This was 2 years, 730 days, of making the choice to lie, of making the choice to cheat, of coming home to you and your children and pretending everything was fine. That's not a mistake. That's a pattern. That's who he is. But he ended it. Did he tell you he ended it? Did he confess and beg forgiveness? Silence. No. He ended it and hoped you'd never find out. He wanted to keep his perfect family life without facing any consequences. That's not remorse. That's cowardice. She was crying now. Real tears. Not just wetness in her eyes, but actual tears streaming down her face. I loved him so much. I still love him. How do I stop loving him? I don't know. Maybe you never do. Maybe you love him forever. But love isn't enough. Love without trust is nothing. Love without respect is nothing. And he destroyed both. She nodded, wiped her eyes with the back of her hand. You're right. You're absolutely right. She walked toward the door, stopped, turned back. One more thing. I filed for divorce yesterday. My lawyer says I have an airtight case. Adultery. Financial misconduct. Dissipation of marital assets. I'm getting the house, the cars, half his retirement account, full custody of the kids, child support, and alimony. Good. Michael keeps calling, begging me to reconsider, saying it was a mistake, saying he loves me, saying Jessica didn't mean anything, saying we can work through this. What do you say? Nothing. I blocked his number, blocked his email, told him through my lawyer that all communication needs to go through legal channels. I can't talk to him, because if I hear his voice, I might weaken. I might believe him. I might take him back. And I can't do that. I can't live with a man I don't trust. That's very brave. It doesn't feel brave. It feels like dying, like someone reached into my chest and ripped out my heart, and now I have to figure out how to live without it. But you will live. You'll survive this. You'll heal. And someday you'll be happy again. Promise? I promise. She smiled. Small. Sad. But real. Thank you, Nurse Sharon. She left. I sat there with my terrible coffee, thinking about Michael Bradford and the 3 words that destroyed his marriage. Jessica, I love you. I didn't hear from either of them again for 6 months. But I thought about them. Wondered how they were doing. Wondered if Sarah was healing. Wondered if Michael had learned anything. Wondered if the kids were okay. Then, in March 2016, I was walking through the hospital lobby on my way to start my shift. And I saw Michael. He was coming in for a follow-up appointment, 6 months post-surgery checkup with Dr. Chen. He looked terrible, thin, almost gaunt, like he'd lost 20 pounds, pale, gray, exhausted, dark circles under his eyes, wearing a suit that hung on him like it was 2 sizes too big. He looked like he'd aged 10 years in 6 months. He saw me. Stopped. Nurse Sharon. Mr. Bradford. Awkward silence, people flowing around us in the busy lobby. I've been hoping I'd run into you. I wanted to thank you. For that day. For taking care of me. For being professional even though you probably hated me. I didn't hate you. You should have. I don't hate people, Mr. Bradford. I just feel sorry for them sometimes. He flinched. Yeah, that's fair. More silence. Sarah and I finalized the divorce last month. February 14th, Valentine's Day. She said it was fitting. I'm sorry to hear that. Don't be. I deserve it. I deserve all of it. He sat down on a bench, like his legs couldn't hold him up anymore, like gravity had suddenly gotten heavier. I lost everything, the house, half my retirement, my car. She got full custody. I see Emma and Lucas every other weekend. That's it. 4 days a month. I went from seeing them every day to 4 days a month. His voice cracked. They barely talk to me. Lucas won't even look at me. Refuses to be in the same room. Emma is polite but distant. She calls me Michael now instead of Daddy. 7 years old and she calls me by my first name because she says I don't deserve to be called Daddy. Oh, God. I'm sorry. Don't be. She's right. I don't deserve it. I destroyed our family. I chose a woman I barely knew over the people I loved most, and now my kids hate me. They don't hate you. They're hurt, confused, angry, but they don't hate you. You don't know that. I know that kids love their parents, even when their parents mess up, even when their parents disappoint them. That love doesn't just disappear. Maybe, but trust does, and I don't think they'll ever trust me again. He rubbed his face with both hands. Jessica won't talk to me. I tried to apologize, tried to explain. She blocked me on everything. Someone at work said she moved to Charlotte, got engaged to some guy there, getting married in June. Good for her. Yeah, good for her. She deserves happiness. She was lied to just like Sarah was. I destroyed 2 women's lives because I was selfish. He looked up at me. I'm in therapy, 4 times a week. Dr. Harrison. He specializes in infidelity and sex addiction. Says I have intimacy issues. Says I sabotage relationships because I'm afraid of real vulnerability. Says the affair wasn't about sex or love. It was about running away. Do you agree with that? I don't know. Maybe. All I know is I had everything and I threw it all away. A wife who loved me, kids who adored me. A good life. And I destroyed it because Jessica made me feel special. Jessica, I love you. He stood up. I think about that morning every single day. Waking up from surgery and saying her name. Seeing Sarah's face, watching everything fall apart. It plays in my head on a loop, like a movie I can't turn off. Maybe that's how you learn. Maybe that's how you make sure you never do it again. Or maybe it's just punishment. Maybe I'm supposed to think about it forever. Maybe that's what I deserve. Do you think you deserve it? He looked at me for a long moment. Yes, I destroyed the best thing in my life. I deserve to suffer. Suffering doesn't fix anything. Learning does. Changing does. Becoming better does. How do I do that? I don't know. That's something you have to figure out yourself. But I'll tell you this. You can't change the past. You can't undo what you did. But you can decide who you want to be going forward. You can decide to be honest. Faithful. A better father to your kids. A better man for whoever comes next. Nobody's going to come next. Who would want me after what I did? Someone. Someday. If you prove you've changed. If you prove you've learned. But that's years away. Right now, focus on your kids. Focus on therapy. Focus on becoming the man you should have been all along. He nodded slowly. Thank you, Nurse Sharon. You're welcome. He walked toward the elevators. I watched him go. And I wondered, will he learn? Or will he make the same mistakes again? I didn't know. Nobody knows. People change, or they don't. 3 years later, in August 2019, I got a message on Facebook from Sarah Bradford, except her last name wasn't Bradford anymore. Sarah Chen now. The message was short, but full of joy. Nurse Sharon, I wanted you to know that I'm happy. Really, truly happy. I remarried last year to a wonderful man named David Chen. He's a teacher, patient, kind, honest. Everything Michael wasn't. He treats me with respect, makes me laugh. My kids adore him. Lucas calls him Dad now. Emma says he's the best thing that ever happened to us. We built a beautiful life, bought a house in Decatur, got a dog, planning a vacation to Hawaii next summer. I never thought I'd be this happy again, but I am. Thank you for being there on the worst morning of my life. Thank you for telling me the truth. Thank you for helping me find the strength to leave. I'm forever grateful. I sat there reading the message 3 times, smiling. I wrote back, Sarah, I'm so happy for you. You deserved better than what Michael gave you. I'm glad you found it. Congratulations on your new marriage. I wish you and David and the kids all the best. She responded almost immediately. Thank you. And you know what the best part is? David talks in his sleep sometimes, says random things, names of his students, things from his dreams. And you know what name he says? Mine, Sarah. Always Sarah, never anyone else. That's how I know he's the real thing. I smiled wider, typed back, that's how it should be. When your defenses are down, you should say the name of the person you love, not someone else. She sent a heart emoji. Then, Michael reached out last month, said he wanted to apologize, said he's been in therapy for 4 years, said he's a different person now, asked if I'd be willing to have coffee and talk. What did you say? I said no. Some doors once closed should stay closed. I forgave him years ago, for my own peace, for my own healing, but forgiveness doesn't mean reconciliation. It doesn't mean I want him in my life. It just means I'm not angry anymore. That's very wise. My therapist says the same thing, says forgiveness is for me, not for him. Says I can forgive and still maintain boundaries. Says I can wish him well and still never want to see him again. Your therapist is right. I know. And I do wish him well. I hope he's learned. I hope he's changed. I hope he doesn't hurt anyone else the way he hurt me. But that's not my responsibility anymore. He's not my responsibility. I have a new life now, a better life, and I'm not looking back. Good for you. Thank you, Nurse Sharon, for everything. You're welcome. Be happy, Sarah. I am. I really, truly am. And then she was gone, back to her life, her happy, healthy, honest life, with a man who said her name in his sleep. I never heard from Michael Bradford again. Don't know if he changed, don't know if he learned, don't know if he ever found happiness. But I hope he did. I hope he became the man he should have been all along. I hope he's a better father to Emma and Lucas. I hope he never cheats again. I hope he learned that you can't build a life on lies, that the truth always comes out, that anesthesia doesn't make you lie. It makes you tell the truth. Jessica, I love you. I've been a nurse for 40 years. I've seen thousands of patients, seen them at their most vulnerable, unconscious, sedated, defenseless, and I've learned something important. When your filters are gone, when your defenses are down, when you're floating in that twilight space between consciousness and sleep, what comes out is what's really in your heart. The name you think about, the person you dream about, the truth you've been hiding. It all surfaces. And sometimes the people who love you finally see who you really are. Michael Bradford said Jessica's name because Jessica was who he was thinking about. Not Sarah, his wife of 16 years. Not his children, not his family. Jessica, the woman he'd been sneaking around with for 2 years. The woman he'd been supporting financially. The woman he'd been building a second life with. That's who occupied his mind. That's who his subconscious revealed. That's the truth that leaked out when he couldn't control it anymore. Jessica, I love you. Sarah Bradford rebuilt her life, found love again, found trust again, found happiness again, with a man who says her name in his sleep, with a man who doesn't lie, with a man who chose her and kept choosing her. And the lesson? The lesson is simple. Don't cheat. Don't lie. Don't build a life on deception, because anesthesia doesn't make you lie. It makes you tell the truth. And that truth will cost you everything. Your marriage, your children, your home, your peace, everything. All because you couldn't be faithful. All because you thought you could have it both ways. All because you said another woman's name when you should have been thinking about your wife. Jessica, I love you. 3 words. That destroyed everything. Did you like my story? And which city are you listening from? Let's meet in the comments. If you liked the story, you can support me by sending a super thanks so I can keep bringing more stories like this. Thank you so much for your sweet support. I'm looking forward to your comments on the story. On the screen, you can see 2 new life stories that I highly recommend. There's so much more on my channel. Don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next life story. With love and respect.